This week, Big4.com brings you a full complement of news from KPMG, including insurers also face major changes in regulation, cost efficiency drives ahead of reacting to regulations for healthcare workers, a taxation guide for film financing and television programming released, Eurozone crisis hits confidence of consumer industry M&A, KPMG's alternative investments practice get new faces, and finally, youth unemployment major fear for business. Each week, Big4.com covers key news, events, happenings, opinions, and blogs relating to all the Big Four accounting and consulting firms. You can view this video on our website and on Big4.com's channel on YouTube. In a new publication, Evolving Insurance Regulation, Time to Get Ahead, KPMG provides an overview of global and local Asia-Pacific insurance regulatory trends. A key issue emerging from this is whether the effect of these changes will be to drive business and perhaps companies to locations such as Hong Kong. Insurance regulators, including Hong Kong's Office of the Commissioner of Insurance, now have the mandate, through membership of the IAIS, to put through enhancements to risk and capital regulation. These enhancements are likely to lead to the implementation of risk-based capital regime in Hong Kong, alongside required enhancements to the Enterprise Risk Management (ERM) framework of insurers. A new survey by KPMG has uncovered that healthcare professionals view their #1 priority as changing business operations to drive down cost. It also shows that this focus outweighs their desire to respond to regulatory change. KPMG's Business Leaders Survey, based on the views of 3,000 business leaders from across Europe and the Middle East, goes on to reveal that 1 in 5 within the healthcare sector recognize the need to adapt to take into account changing customer and stakeholder behavior. Although low in number, this figure is still higher than the national average comfortable with change, which is 18%. KPMG released its 6th edition of Film Financing and Television Programming, a taxation guide, which focuses on the trends, barriers, and rules that will be the greatest drivers within the international film and television production community. The guide highlights 35 key countries with a stake in the film and television production industry, providing a description of commonly used financing structures, as well as the commercial and tax implications for conducting business within each location. Here are the latest jobs for the Big Four Job Board. See the site for more details. A widespread global recovery in mergers and acquisitions (M&A) activity in the food, drink, consumer goods, and retail sectors has been slowed in the second half of 2011 by low consumer confidence and uncertainty over the Eurozone financial crisis. This is one of the main conclusions of a global study of consumer markets M&A activity, Consumer Markets M&A Outlook, Pursuing Growth in an Uncertain World. In some markets relatively unaffected by the Eurozone, notably Norway, banks are starting to compete to put together structured financing deals for the right assets. The study says that lenders in these markets are even coming under pressure to keep terms reasonable. KPMG's recent report on jobs suggested that cautious optimism must remain the watchwords, although unemployment has risen by 28,000 in the 3 months prior to January. However, the major concern remains the increasing level of jobless youth for business, according to the recent research. Bernard Brown, partner and head of business services at KPMG, noted that recent announcements focusing on 1,000 new jobs in the automotive sector in Merseyside, 20,000 in retailing, and, of course, the Olympic effect, which will benefit London, has offset some of the bad news. This has been Kate with your Big Four Weekly News. Join us next time.